Hey YouTube, it's Kharyzma, and today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how I made this skirt, as you've seen in the other video when I made the matching crop top. What you're going to need is just some fabric and scissors, pins, and of course your sewing machine. If you already have a skirt that you can trace that fits you well, I'm using a jersey stretch material. It's kind of like cotton, mixed cotton with stretch material kind of. I'm using this as a pattern to make another one, and you can also, when you have skirts like this, you can use them as patterns to make like a tube top, or like if you were going to make a jumper. I'll do that in a separate video. If you don't have a skirt to trace, what you can do is get a tape measure, measure around your waist, and add about 4 or 5 inches to that, because if you cut the material out, right, and it's a little bit bigger than what it's 5 inches bigger than what your waist is, the elastic is going to actually be cut out about the same width as your waist, so that's going to scrunch the material down to what your waist size is. So don't worry about adding 5 inches. That's going to help you out. So for now we're using a skirt to trace. So I'm going to put that over, and you can make it as long or short as you want, like how I made my maxi dress, my maxi skirt, the striped black and white one. You could even use this if you wanted to make it, but you just would keep going down, 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 down. If you want it high-waisted, you can go up, whatever, however you want to do it. So the first step, you want to remember to have your fabric inside out, cut inside out. I always make that mistake, and I'm like, ugh. So you probably need about 1 yard or so. So here we go, and you're gonna cut about a ½ inch. If it's about a similar stretch, you can cut about a ½ inch for seam allowance, because this is stretchy material. If it's not as stretchy, then you may want to leave 1 inch for seam allowance. But and if you're not sure about the length, you can always let it be long and then try it on and then cut it down to what you think that you might want it to be. Okay, so you see that? Now you can remove this, which is your skirt, which was your pattern, and then you're going to get the pins, and you're going to pin down the sides, because this is where, if you want to try it on, then you can try it on with these pins. If you want to try it on, you can try it on with these pins. Just be careful that you don't stick yourself. And that's what it's looking like. So I'm going to take this to my machine and do a zigzag stitch down and a zigzag stitch down here. Okay, YouTube, I realized that the fabric that I'm working with is a little sheer. So I have lining, so I'm going to actually show you how I cut out and attach the lining. If you don't have lining and you have extra fabric, you could just use the same fabric as lining. That's what I did for the orange one that I made. So I already cut a little piece of my lining out. So what you would do is just take the skirt, it's the same way like you did when you made it, and just, cut that out. I'm going to take the lining and and this is the skirt, and put it inside. Both of them are right sides out. Put it through. And so now what I'm going to do is match up. See the seam right here? I'm going to match it up with the seam in the lining, and now I can take that pin out that I had at the top and pin it, because the next step is to insert the elastic. So you're going to want the lining and your garment to match up so that you can put the elastic in, and I'll show you how to do that just after I'm done. Now that it's all pinned up, the next step will be to insert your elastic. Okay, YouTube, so you turn your skirt inside out now, and you have the pins at the top. That's going to let you know you know, where your top and your bottom is. You get your elastic. What you're going to do is put it around your waist, and whatever the measurement you get, well, you don't need a tape measure, just put the elastic around your waist. Wherever it ends, then you'll add an inch. I already know, and if you have a skirt that has elastic, you can also take the tape measure, kind of using the elastic on that as a guide, like that, and then adding an inch. If you know your waist measurement, you can use the tape measure. Mine is a 28. Take it to 28 and add an inch. That's at 29. Hope you're able to see that. And then you cut right there. And so this is what you're working with. But I would take the elastic and put it at the top of the skirt so you get an idea of how thick or how wide the elastic is. Mine is, I think, 1 inch elastic. So you can kind of use that as a guide and take your fabric and like fold it over the elastic. Pin the fold down. And you pin all around, all around, all around. You could, now that you have an idea of where the elastic is going to stop, you can take the elastic out. So you can see those pins all the way around. So you're going to do that all the way around the skirt, and I'll show you the next step. Okay, YouTube, so we're back at the sewing machine again. So what you're going to do is you have your pins. See, it's going all the way around. And if you're not sure how far to fold it, you don't want to put the elastic and put it over, you can also measure an inch, because you know your elastic is an inch or whatever size it is. And then add like 1/4 of an inch to that to leave some room so it can go in. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start sewing on the seam line already this start. That's where you want to start your stitch. So we're going to put that, and you're going to take that all the way to the edge of it, and you're going to put your foot down, and you're going to put your needle down, and now you're going to back stitch, and then you're going to be removing pins as you go along. Forward stitch, and you're just going to do this all the way around, except you're not going to sew all the way around. You're going to leave a little space so you can insert the elastic. I'll show you when I get to that part. You have to still insert the elastic. So I left a space here, you see where my fingers are. So I left a space here so that I can insert my elastic, and here too, so I'm going to show you how I do that now. Okay, now that you have made the casing for your elastic, you are going to take the elastic, get a safety pin, attach that to the elastic, and you're going to make sure your elastic is flat all the way through, because you don't want it twisting inside of you. That's not going to be good. You want it flat. So now you're going to take this elastic, insert it through that space here, and then you'll feel it, and then you can just use that to push it all the way through. All the way through. See, I can feel it, and it's just going through. And you do that until you come back on around at the other side. But the elastic, see, both sides are here. Here's the pin. What I'm going to do now is try it on to see if the elastic is the right length. And if not, you'll know where to stop the elastic, and it'll probably just overlap. You're going to have to sew that together. I'm going to try mine on and come right back. Okay, YouTube, so you can overlap the elastic some, and then you're just going to stitch that elastic right on down. That's what I'm going to do. And I like to do it a couple times backwards and forwards, just to make sure it's good. So now, you just bring it all around the skirt. so now what you're going to do is just go back over this part that you left unsewn. You're going to just zigzag stitch that and you're done. So the final part is going to be the hem of the bottom and you're done. Okay guys, to hem your bottom, you may not be able to see it in this video because this is a dark color, so you may want to refer to the other video I did when I made the shirt for the orange top to see. But basically what you're going to do is you take the fabric, you're going to fold it over one time. I'm going to do it with the lining. And I think it'll be fine. You don't have to if you don't want to. If you want to cut the lining a little shorter than the actual garment and just leave it like that. I've seen it done like that too. But I'm going to attach it. Fold it over once. Fold about a ½ inch and then fold it over again about a ½ inch and then get your pin and then you pin it. And you're going to do that all around. You see the pin right there. You're going to do this all around. There goes the pin. You're going to do this all around the skirt and hem it on a zigzag and you're done. I'll come back and show you how it looks.